Hey, I'm Sander van Doorn and right here in Miami for the WMC 2014. Over here at my home party, Doorn Records label party today, over at the National Hotel. So good to be here. I've done a lot of ultras at this stage. I think over Miami this is going to be my 5th or 6th. And last year actually I did Ultra International as well. I did South Korea, Croatia, I think Argentina and Chile as well. So, you know, had an amazing experience. For me, Ultra, you know, it's kind of like the pinnacle of Miami the whole week. You know, you start off with the smaller parties, the pool parties, you got your own shows at night as well. And then you end up with the big one. You know, I've seen it grown every single year, also the production. Already seen footage of the stage of this year. It looks absolutely amazing. It's a pretty difficult process at some times. You know, I produce all tracks myself, so I do like 100% of the producing, engineering, mastering. It takes a lot of time, so I can only do this with being on the road, with making setups on the laptop, you know, in hotel rooms, you know, in airplanes. Then it's work it out in the studio. I always need to be in the studio to make a final product. You know, besides that, it's trying to get a few weekends off a year just to be in the studio to do that. For instance, this year I decided to take the whole of January and the half of February off. So I've got another studio session planned for May. It's about 2 weeks. Yeah, it's juggling around. You know, you're on the road. I'm being on the road more and more every single year. And besides that, you know, doing my radio show, yeah. I've got my record label. You know, it's juggling around, but I seem to manage. I started producing on Logic, and that's the program I'm used to. So, you know, I use Ableton as well, but just for mixes and stuff, and making edits. Just for general producing stuff, Logic. When I was just beginning to produce music, I had this little groove box. And I would record my streams on Acid, but that was really basic. Then I went to Reason for a while, but and Fruity Loops for a little while, but it was still very, you know, small. Logic was a lot more professional for me. Magical energy. I'm one of the only DJs that the minute I produce a track, I'm instantly gonna play it, just to see how it works. But you know, I test it out, I see what the crowd response is. That's you know, the best A&R in the world. The crowd you're playing in front. So I take it back in the studio, tweak it, and you know, it's V1 to 5, and then V5 is finished. I started with vinyl. To make the switch from vinyl to CD was like a big thing for me. Yeah. And you know, the whole digital era for me worked out really well because I could test out tracks instantly. Yeah, for me, DJing on the CD players works best. I just released a track together with Firebeats called Guitar Track. I think it's like number 4 right now in Beatport. Really happy with that, only in like 3 or 4 days. I personally prefer just to be in the studio together. The track I did with Firebeats, that was like made in the studio. Oh yeah, in 2 studios actually, their studio and my studio. So the funny thing with that is the project became really complex in the end because they were adding bus channels, I was adding bus channels, and at one point I was like, so this is going here, and then it goes there, and what the hell's going on here? But with good result in the end though. Everybody saves their channel strips. I never do that because it makes it very easy and you always get the similar sound. I always try something different, you know. For me, it's I usually just start with a blank screen with no plugins. You know, I would always put like a low cut or high cut filter at first, and then put the effects in, just you know, to keep it nice and organic. And actually, I'm using more analog stuff these days as well. I've always given a tip, start with producing first, because if you start DJing and then you've got like these shows and you want to become producing tracks, it's going to be hard. You're going to have to find an engineer or, you know, a shadow producer. I would say start by producing and really listen to the sound that's out there and try to make it your own. It's possible. These days it's leaning very much towards two sounds actually. People would call it EDM on one hand, and the other hand it's more deep house. But you know, if you can make a combination between those two, or use like tech house or techno, I've always been in the middle, and that's worked for me, and that's what I can advise everybody. Just, you know, be original.
Welcome to Dubspot. We believe in providing you hands-on experience right away. Whether you're completely new to music and want to turn the sounds in your head into a musical reality, or you're an experienced artist looking to refine your skills and add new tools to your arsenal, we're ready to meet you at your level. For students of all ages, all levels, and all styles of music, Dubspot is here to help you achieve your goals. With course offerings both online wherever you are and at our school in the heart of New York City, we are ready to guide you through the next phase of your musical transformation. Whether you want to produce music, DJ, or do both, you've come to the right place. Come explore Dubspot for yourself. Become a part of our community and make music.